Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Afternoon.
Hello.
Waiting for a few minutes.
Good afternoon.
I've been here. What's going on with J Rock? Looking forward. It's going to be an interesting week, man. And then we'll get started. Just going to kind of kick things off, man. Get everybody thanks for hopping on, and hope everybody had a great weekend or whatever day it is that you're watching this. Just hop right into it.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. But yeah, just like I said, I think it's going to be a pretty volatile week this week. A lot of headlines over the weekend, so just to get started. So by watching or reading this, you're saying you understand the following. I'm not a financial advisor, and this is not trading advice. This session is solely for educational purposes. There are significant financial risks associated with options trading, and I'm not liable for your wins or losses in the market if you decide to act on this information. Now, I'm just going to hop right into the options flow, see how things ended on Friday and what the flow was for the week. So on Friday, you can see, I mean, it was very low bullish volume going into the market after, the sell-off happening, heading into the close. But we had bye-bye, Broadcom, IBM, Meta, and ICE as the top call options flow. On the put side, NVIDIA led the charge, followed by MSTR, Microsoft, Amazon, and Crowd. And second for the week, and for the full week, we had, as far as bull flow, Meta, Tesla, Baba, Microsoft, TSM on the put side, MSTR, Coin, American Express, Amazon, and MMM. So yeah, the market kind of sold Friday because first there was a rumor that Trump was gonna uh, yeah, so we heard the rumors about the tariffs being slapped on Canada and Mexico at the time, right? And the White House denied it initially, but then Trump came out himself and said not only was it true, but China too. So yeah, the market started to sell off, and so we had a sell off, and there was just a lot going on. We'll get more into detail in a little while, but that's why we had a lot of flow going on in the market heading into the close. We're just in the afternoon on Friday, right? Oh, so I know we've been look this up. So we finally got through the first month of January. So now we can move on from our totals from last year. Because again, just these were our profit totals for last year, and these are on a monthly our monthly profit totals, net profits based on um traders who purchased just one options contract for every trade that I alerted, right? So so this is how we did for every month of last year. January 4,100, 5,100 February, 4,700 March, 4,600 April, May 52. I'm sorry, 5,400 June, 5,800 July, 8,400 August, 6,300. September, like I said, that was a small month because I took off a week, 2,500. October, 5,900. November, 4,800. And December was 4,200. We cleared over 62,000 per single option, so that's, like I said, if for every trade that I alerted officially in the chat that you receive a call out for, um, these are the net profits if you only grab one contract. So imagine for the people who grab more than one contract, that's how much they made. So, this was an interesting month, the month of January. And, I never really like to set goals. Well, not too, I never really go, not saying I don't set goals, but for 2024, the goal was to beat the total for 2023. In 2023, it was 44K per single option, and we beat that with less trades than we took in 2023, right? For 2024. So, but when you just do it on a yearly basis like that, it can be a little overwhelming. And I like to have little small micro goals and stuff like that. You achieve them and you build confidence. If something doesn't work out, you can just shake it off and move on, right? So as opposed to just biting off this astronomical goal and not having any short burst of motivation in between there, right? So that's what we did. But anyway, that's what we did for 2024. Now we finally completed a month of 2025. And here are our totals for January of 2025. We cleared $4,638 for the month of January. And again, like these are net profits based on those who purchased just one contract for every trade that I alerted. So that's why I tell people, like I remember like at the beginning of the month when we had to cut a meta trade down 29%. I told the team, I'm like, look, just follow the process and just trust me. I got a vision, I got a plan. Just, we cutting that contract, we're going to do that for a reason. Me, it's market structure over everything. So if the market structure break down, I cannot justify the trade any longer. So we're going to cut that trade. And I tell everybody, just try to follow along with me. Don't get discouraged because we had to cut a trade. And most of the time that happens when people over leverage, and so they got too much they got too much skin in the game. And that's why I tell everybody you should never trade with more than 25% of your total available cash to trade. So if we die, you got 4 lives left. And no matter what your plan is or what the process is, we do this for a reason. It helps you build character and just also like and your trading psychology is important. So just staying true and following a plan and just seeing it and being triumphant at the end of it is important. Now, I don't know how the rest of the year is going to go, but we cleared the profits. We already on to a good start, because in January of last year, it was 4,100. We hit 4,600 for January of this year so far. So we already ahead of where we were this time last year. And we're
just say shout out to you because I need you to put your little clapping thing on because that's phenomenal. We did really, really good this month. But I just been watching, I trade with our group, but I see things on social media on different sites, and I just don't see anybody doing what we do. I don't see anybody doing what you're doing. The consistency. I mean, like our average profits, if it's over $4,000 a month and you're paying like you have right here, the 250 for one member for the highest membership, 175 for the other membership. Like this is some people's really their monthly salary. Somebody that's working minimum wage, like this is the money that they're making. So just shout out to you, like you killing the game right now.
Yeah, I mean that's more than minimum wage though.
Now I'm just saying in the grand scheme of,
I know,
like
but
that is definitely more than minimum wage,
yeah,
but like somebody working a regular job, like they're making more
like
than they're making a substantial amount of money.
Yeah, right. Yeah. No, I appreciate you saying that though. And yeah, I mean it'd be a good idea. I mean, I do see stuff too, especially now that we got threads and stuff like that, would be a lot. I post a lot on threads and we get a lot of people. I mean, shout out to UKK and shout out to Taylor. If she, I don't see if she's on here now, but she'll see this meeting. But yeah, shout out to y'all because y'all do a lot of posting on there. And for the group and the community, stuff like that. And appreciate it. But
J Rock too. Shout out to J Rock. He done shared some of my contracts, and I share his stuff, and he shares Antoine's stuff as well. So, like, I want everybody to do that. Like, even if you're not on Threads, any of your social media, like, if you're winning with our group, just tag the group, tag Antoine. Like, we're doing it big. And I know he said the other day, I believe you said, like, people who tagging and stuff, like, there's some bonus plays that might be in the game for him.
Oh yeah, so I am going to do this little thing. We're still working it out, but it's nothing really to work out. I'm just going to do it. But like if you like, we had a lot. I'm gonna get to the profits. I was trying to choose some trades to highlight, but there was so many good trades that I saw and so many good profits that y'all posted that I'm just going to show the screen, right? But yeah, I just feel like if you want threads or not, but I mean Threads is cool. If you want Threads or anything like that, just go in there, use our hashtag and tag me in the post. And when you hit some of them big profits or whatever, go in there and represent. I mean, we just need more representation on there to show like it ain't just a few of us doing it, but and not even just that, just to rep the team, man. We making a whole lot of money here, and we just getting started. And it's just a lot more to go. And like I said, when it's turbulent out there, it may not look like how you gonna figure it. Like nobody has sometimes I'm not gonna say everybody doesn't have a vision, but just try to follow through, because like when it's turbulence and things happen, if you following along, just following the process, we always come out on top and everything always works out. And like I said, we just getting started. I'm liking what I'm seeing from everybody. But yeah, let's do that because if y'all, like I said, hit a nice play, go on Threads, tag me in it, hashtag the group or whatever with your profits. And I am gonna have some extra bonus trades and stuff for other people who are doing that. I'm gonna have a nice little bonus section for where you can be added and move from that section, like based on who's sharing that week and stuff like that. Let's just do it like that. So we just to give back, so it ain't just like we asking for them to do something. I'm like, no, I'll put something in it for them. Go ahead, and that's fine. Yeah, let's just do that, man. More people know about us, more people making more money with us. So let's go. We crushed it this month. Like I said, I want to just break this down for a second. And you see like the average profit percentage, because I told you our trades, someone said the other day that um yeah, that I don't alert a whole lot of trades like some other people or whatever. It was a good comment. It was a compliment. They were like but I'm teaching and I'm showing you what's going on and everything. But the thing is, I'm alerting trades, but it's quality over quantity. And look, we buying that support most of the time, and it's always like a strong setup. And market structure is in play when I'm calling out these trades. So, and like I said, our trades aren't averaging 30%, and we taking profits where you got to buy a bunch of contracts to see some gains or whatever. You see here, like for this first month of January, our average profit percentage was 100%, basically 98.70%. And that's what I was telling one of the new guys the other day. I'm like, my trades average 100%. So you don't have to jump, you don't have to it's not like a 30% thing where and you seeing people posting these big contracts and I mean big profits and they got like 20 or 10 contracts where you see us posting those same type of profits and we be having one contract, and that's just how it goes a lot of times. But again, just know that like look at the numbers. Like I said, for the first month here, off the $250 membership, that's a 1800% ROI on that, and for the 175, that's a 2600% ROI on that. So, we do this, we never, like I said, no, not to, we're not bragging or nothing like that. We be hitting, and it just works out like that. And there's a lot going on. It's not just calling out plays. It's a lot that goes into what I be doing over here. And it's just more about actually just putting it's more into it than just alerting trades, man. But like I said, these are all actual call outs that got posted in the chat, and that's just how it goes, right? And so we just gotta, we're gonna start off February the same way, and let's just keep things going and keep moving. KK, anybody got anything they want to add before I move on?
Um, no, yeah, I mean, we're just like I said, like you just killing it. I don't, people should just be able to, like, if you're in our group, like you see the profit, you're able to make this money. It's not a problem. Um, I just want, like I said, I just want more people to just put us out there. Like, even if you're not in our community, but you're utilizing our services, like Antoine comes on here, these are free Sunday study groups. Even just tell people it's a free Sunday study group to come to. Um, and these plays hit. Like, we can talk about the chart alerts that he's going to do and go back and review them over the week, see the targets that get hit, because I mean, he's talking that stuff.
Some big ones too that we hit on last week. And again, like if
Mhm.
you even on the if you even on the free tier, I'll post yeah, so Friday it was like class was in session on Friday and I did it from the free chat, and we literally was walking price down on Friday and it was a good time. It was a good time Friday morning and it was done. And so it's pretty cool. We do that on a regular basis, whether we on Zoom or in the chat. But yeah, shout out to y'all, man. Y'all killed the I'm just gonna have to just post the channel in here, man. I wanted to just do it like this because there was too many plays to include. Y'all just killed it last week. So I just shout out to the team, everybody on the team. I see Rod Humble, he said Flushing Meadows. So you know what I mean? You know Flushing Meadows, man. So that was a nice 100% trade on spot puts. Everybody was catching a move on these trades. Shout out to Jazz. This was the RC. So check this out. Look, so this RCL trade, right? I posted a trade idea on this trade in the free chat too, and was giving y'all updates on that trade as it was breaking out and it was moving. And it that trade was a pretty substantial trade. So just pay attention to that on watch this channel too. Sometimes you get those free trades, but this was a nice one, really nice one. And so I did put a few other people, like I said, this was a bonus trade. So it was a few people that I had get in at the same time. You know what I mean? And that was a bonus trade. That's why you see what she did or whatever. But shout out to Roman. He killed this meta trade on Friday. I saw him in there talking that price action, man, and walked that down. So shout out to you. Killed that meta trade. Look, Raj trades, he killed the Apple trade. It was a lot going on in the chat, man, and everybody was so like. And if you were on a free chat, like I said, I was on a free chat on Friday, and I was in there giving a lot of updates on where I thought Apple was going and everything. A lot of people jumped in and took action. Look, Cliffy turned $10 into he took this up to 1,000% on this Apple trade on Friday. There's a lot going on in there. I see he killed this Apple trade. Just a lot of people in here that had a lot of trades. I'll just say that. A lot of trades, but we had a pretty big week. It's a pretty good week. Shout out to Deck. Drew, he jumped in the deck. We were in that play too. It was another big trade. And Google, that was from the watch list, killed that Google trade, Drew. Pretty good trade. And just a lot here, another one. This was the deck trade, like I said, I guess Uggs aren't selling, but that's not really what happened. Their guidance was weak or whatever. And $300 turned into $2,000. Now in the chat on Friday, he was about to sell it when the contract got to 1,500. And I told him, I said, nah, that's a $2,000 contract. We're gonna walk this price down. So we stayed on. I didn't get on Zoom or nothing. We were, and I was in the chat on the free side. And we were talking from there and walked the price down from there. And the contract got to $2,000. We were already in some QQQ calls that we swung, and I kind of held the team into those, putting the chart and where price was headed. Shout out to J Rock, he killed that trade. Everybody had a pretty big week. It was a pretty good week. Everybody was locked in, and shout out to a lot of the new members that came in and killed it. This was another watch list trade. I see Sai killed this trade here. So again, like I said, man, it's a lot going on. It's a lot. So look, we're gonna talk about it because we like to talk about stuff too. It's not just about the some people just talk about wins. When there are losses to talk about, we talk about them. So let's talk about it. Like, look, that's the next slide I wanted to kind of move on to. But there's a lot more. We could talk about wins all day. There are no lessons in talking about wins because we, win. A win is a win, right? I mean, where's the lesson in a win? I mean, there are lessons in it, but there's confidence in that, right? But where's the lesson? Lessons help you grow. So look, so check this out, right? So everybody, so now there, so I know y'all see probably on threads or even in the chat, or whatever, y'all see a lot of big earnings trades too. And don't get me wrong, I understand people like to play earnings. The earnings are our parlays. You know what I'm saying? Like a parlay may hit or it may not hit. You know, KD messed up one of my parlays the other day. Like he had to get one more point and they took him out of the game and he never got back in there. And that was like, you know, it was a big payout for $100. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't get mad about it because it's a parlay. That's some money that you just know it may hit, it may not hit. Now, the trades that I alert on a daily basis, you know, we got recourse on those, and there's a lot that goes into those trades. And we have the right during market hours to cut those trades. It's like once you in a parlay, don't get me wrong, unless you get a cash out or something, you're locked in. Either you're gonna win, you're gonna hit, or you're not gonna hit. You know what I'm saying? Look at it like that. Once you give them your lottery money, they got it, right? So that's how an earnings trade works. And everybody want to get into earnings trades, but we got an earnings circle. And the people that are in the earnings circle are people who I know that I've ran up a whole lot of money already, and that if they were to take a hit, that they would not be hurt from the hit. They would not be agonizing over the loss and stuff like that. But anyhow, but every now and then, well, I'll say a few times a month probably, or throughout each quarter, there'll be a few earnings plays where I'll put the whole team in. I'm like something where I feel like if they do get clapped, it won't be like a total clappage, and I'll be able to recover the profits and stuff like that, right? So that was Tesla, and I wasn't going to do this at first. It was like because everybody was chasing Meta, and I posted something on Threads. I posted it everywhere. I'm like, you know how you just get this feeling, and we've been eating off of this for a long time, and I think they're gonna pull the rug tomorrow night. And so I wasn't putting my team in Meta because Meta was going to be more expensive than Tesla. And like I told y'all last Sunday, for the first time since 2021, so 4 years ago, they had Tesla and Meta reporting the same day, which was weird because Tesla normally has its own week. And KK did the research, and saw that it brought the whole market ended up coming down. And although it was related to the meme stock, that was what they gave it, what they said, that was set because the memes came up, GameStop had ran that week. And yeah, but it's so crazy. That night after that meeting, we got the DeepSeek stuff that came out and dragged this market down, ahead of Meta and all of and their earnings. But the whole thing is, right, so there was a setup on Tesla. And so and I give my little speech about the earnings. But yeah, we got in a nice Tesla play, and the earnings call, like Tesla started dying after they missed. And I told the team, I said, chill out. We got to wait for the earnings call. We got to wait for the earnings call. If, there's a little running joke. I'm like, if we get Elon, if we get Stutter and Stanley, then the market's going to come down. We got Stutter and Stanley. The stock started coming down, but then he pulled a rabbit out of the hat, started talking about fully autonomous vehicles coming in 6 months. He said 6 months. He said in Texas, they'll be out in 6 months. The stock started running, but it was like a pump. But I told the team, I said, I hope he don't do that because it's going to clap this trade in the middle and you're going to lose everything. I just always say you're going to lose everything because I just want to set your expectation. Like the IV was 140 something percent going heading into earnings. So it was just like if they aren't pricing in a move that big, the day after earnings, pretty much you get clapped if the stock didn't move, right? So yeah, so that morning we were on Zoom. I opened it up for everyone. I told the team, I'm like, look, well, it looked like the IV is still up significantly, not as much. So I don't think that it's going to be a total clappage. And so they were able to recoup like $300 and something from the trade, which was great because I called out a UPS trade that morning on Zoom for $125. And that turned into like over $500 and something. So they ended up getting all of the money back from the Tesla play, but in a regular call out, in an actual call out that we Fox pre-market. I told them we were already going to trade that. So I'm just saying, like and a lot of people, they got to see in real time what actually happened. And I'm actually kind of glad that it actually did happen, so they could see, look, it, earnings ain't all it's cracked up to be all the time.
Huh.
Be able to maneuver through this stuff, and you gotta have that tough skin and just be it's and understanding this is a lotto YOLO trade is, and this is the money that tomorrow if you lose it, you wake up like, okay, cool. It was just that. It wasn't my rent money. It wasn't the Christmas money. It wasn't the family jewels, So that they're just earning. I say earning schmearnings. So just this, if you see us hitting a lot of earnings trades, we hitting on the regular trades too. And don't get me wrong, there are earnings plays I still will put my team in if I feel like there's a nice chance of success. But then also it'd be weeks where I know I ran them up a lot of money, and just putting a few dollars in the earnings trade isn't going to really hurt too much. But that's why I opened up the Zoom to the team, so that way I can scare them out of getting into the trade altogether. And the people who are left are the ones who can stomach it if it does happen. But what ended up happening was a lot of people got on Zoom the morning after, and I opened it up because check this out. Look, this is the funny part. That because on Wednesday, I opened up Zoom to everyone because I had a plan to put them in to an earnings trade. But I wanted to give them all of the commentary, all of the caveats. But then, and so it was packed. But on that Thursday morning pre-market, I'm like, look, I'm opening Zoom to everybody so we can weather this storm together. And I got a plan. And only like half of those people got on Zoom, but the people who did were in for a treat, and they got all of that money back. And don't get me, I think the rest of the team got their money back too later on in the next day. But the whole point is like they could have made even more money. So, and I was saying that last Sunday, and before I put y'all in the trade, I said, you gotta still be a good sport about it. If you take a loss, just be a good sport about it, because at the end of the day, we're still a team. And like I said, that make me think twice about whether or not I can put you in an earnings trade or not. I'm like, you may not be built for the earnings trade. What's up, KK?
And that's why, me and Jazz, people are in the group know me and Jazz will always say, I don't know about putting people in the trades. It's not because anybody doesn't want you to get any money, but at the end of the day, you have to be ready for the time that it doesn't play out. You know what I'm saying? I'm always grateful for when it does play out, but I'm never dependent on that money. I don't care about that. I want to learn how to trade. I want to be a consistent trader in the market. That's more important. We play with those plays. That's like, oh, okay, let's get into it. Let's see what happens. But people aren't doing that, and they're taking that as the thing that they want to be a part of, because it's like, oh, I can make this money real fast. But let's be clear, there have been some plays that we've gotten in and we might not have hit that day. We might have had to wait a week. We might have had to wait 2 weeks to be able to actually actualize the profit on the trade. Or there's been people who have gotten into the same trade and didn't make as much money as somebody else. Why? Because that person actually knows how to read that chart when the chart is open. When 9:30 hit, do you know what to do? And you have to, it's so many caveats to it. And I just feel like as a new trader, that shouldn't even be on your radar. You shouldn't even be thinking about that. If Antoine puts us in one, great. If he looks at the team and say, I want to put y'all in one, great. But I wouldn't even harbor on that. Just think about how can you be a better trader than you were yesterday, the next day.
And like I said, there are bonus trades that don't involve earnings trades that'll hit just as hard. So just it doesn't have to necessarily be an earnings trade, because it doesn't have to be. But yeah, just I just want y'all to look at that as a cautionary tale. Had a new member join last week, and they came in. Everything was about an earnings trade. I saw the Lockheed Martin trade. I saw the Lockheed Martin trade. Where the trade at? Where this at? Where this at? I'm like, start here, start here. They hop on Zoom the next day, asking about it again. And then when Tesla got clapped, they disappeared. So, and the thing is, it's just like, I'm trying to tell you, that's not what you wanted. That's not what you want. So, but it is what it is, man. You got earnings and stuff like that happens in earnings. Like I shook it off like it was nothing. And then Deck and Elias earnings hit hard next day. You know what I'm saying? That's what I said, the debt contract that went from 300 to $2,000. And then we had Team, that's Elias software company. That trade was a big one as well. So you just got to shake off stuff, man. And if you're ready for it, then I'm always I don't be I like to I can't say you can't really call an earnings trade and say, like I said, earnings, but the regular trades, there's something different. And we don't be having those back-to-back losses like that. So it's just more margin, more put more thought into it, and just take your time. And there's nothing wrong with getting out of something and cutting a trade. But yeah, just try to be more locked in. And if you have access to Zoom during the days that we are on there, I think that you should for the premium plus members who do have access to Zoom when we on there on those days and we actually putting things together, walking price down. Just make sure you're on there because, like I said, I plan it. That's one of those weeks. I plan to be walking price down a lot, and so yeah, I'm just motivated from how we ended January and want to just hit the ground running for February. So let's just go ahead and do that and just keep it going. So look, so my nephew hit me earlier and said he was like, I want to start taking this trading stuff seriously. What do I gotta do to really get started? What you gotta do is come up here and just bring your phone up here and you can stand right here and I will put you in each trade and take you out of those trades myself until you get comfortable doing it. And then that's just how we're gonna do that. And we're gonna run your account up too. So yeah, so that's how we're gonna do that. But let's go ahead and move on to these um charts. I think, yeah. So look, so all right, so let's talk about the tariffs and stuff like that real quick, because this gonna play a lot into where we're going into next, the charts, right? Because that's what everybody came here for. So Trump slaps 25% tariffs on Canada, Mexico, and 10% on China. So we all know that. But look, so the weird part about it is, so the weekend Wall Street is predicting more selling on Monday. The Dow futures are down 340 points in response to Trump's tariffs on Mexico, China, and Canada, right? But this is what Trump said. This is the worst part about it all. He said this Friday eve and Friday after the close. He said the tariffs may cause short-term disruption, not concerned about the market reaction. So that's what he said. And and I mean, I don't know if y'all read this or whatever, but yeah, he was like, today I implemented a 25% tariff on imports from Mexico and Canada, 10% on Canadian energy, an additional 10% tariff on China. So he said this was done through the International Emergency Economic Powers Act because of the major threat of illegal aliens and deadly drugs killing our citizens, including fentanyl. We need to protect Americans, and it is my duty as president to ensure the safety of all. I made a promise on my campaign to stop the flood of illegal aliens and drugs from pouring across our borders, and Americans overwhelmingly voted in favor of it. So look, so China was like, fentanyl is an is America's problem. And that's what they said. And they already started implementing some tariffs on imports, on US imports. Now I said China. Yeah, China did, but Canada, they already started to remove some US alcohol from their shelves. And they said it's going to be a difficult couple of weeks for Canadians. They said, but they will not back down. Mexico already put tariffs on stuff on imports to the United States. So, I know tomatoes and stuff about to go up, corn about to go up. So I don't know. It's just a lot going on. But this is what Trump did last time, started a tariff war. So we'll see how it happens. And it may just be short term. It may be short lived, but we'll see. So we'll see how it goes. And but yeah, how do I think it may affect the market? We gonna see. Let's see how the Asian futures open tonight, and we'll go from there. But I mean, it looked like I figured it would be more, it would unpack more over the weekend. That's why I told the team on Friday. I said, let's go ahead and grab this Trump tariff QQQ put just because I know it's gonna after the market close, they're gonna unpack this more, and then we're gonna get some retaliation because they said it wasn't gonna be implemented until Saturday, right? So, and then we got all the responses. Now we're getting more and more data that's coming out of it now, and so we'll see how things goes. But this looked like yeah, we may get some more selling tomorrow. So we'll just see. We'll keep an eye on it and go from there. Now, economic data, let's just hit that first. So we got a big week. It's a lot of Fed speakers, but like after a blackout period, that happens. So we got a lot of Fed members. Now, so we got Bostic Monday at 12:30 p.m. Bostic used to be cool. Now Bostic is outspoken now. So and Bostic be moving the market a lot. So we gotta watch out for Bostic. This was another one. Musalam, I don't really know who this Fed person is, and I said I was going to research it before, and I did not. So I have to research and see exactly what they do and what they stand behind, and just I like to do research on the Fed speakers and stuff like that. Bostic again on Tuesday at 11 a.m. We got Daily. She's speaking Tuesday at 1:15 p.m. She's very opinionated and she likes to move the market too. So we got to watch out for her. Vice Chair Jefferson is speaking at 7:30 p.m. That's after the close. We got Barkin speaking Wednesday at 9 a.m. Gooseby, another one that moves the market, Wednesday at 1 p.m. We got Bowman Wednesday at 3 p.m. Vice Chair again Wednesday after the close. Waller, another one that moves the market, Thursday at 2:30 p.m. Daily again speaking at 3:30 p.m. We got Bowman Friday. See, you know what? I'm gonna tell y'all, I call these Fed levies. If you've been around here for a while, we talk about stuff like this. Fed levies. I call them Fed levies. There's a lot of economic data coming out this week, including a very important jobs report at the end of the week. So they be putting these Fed levies out there sometimes to balance things out because the Fed speakers can move the market. And when Powell's not out there doing a rate, a Fed decision or something like that, giving a rate hike or something like that, or just information on inflation, or there's some data or some report coming out about inflation, you got the Fed speakers, they come out there and they act as levies in the market. And so let's say, for example, the non-farm payroll data come out and it's a bad report and the market starts to come down or something, then one of those Fed speakers come out and they say something on the contrary, and it kind of stabilizes the market and the bond market, which is most important, right? So that's why I feel like they got a lot of them out there now, and they couldn't speak for the whole blackout period. Now, on the as far as economic data, we got ISM manufacturing PMI Monday. We got JOLTS data coming out on Tuesday. We got ADP non-farm payrolls. That's not the big jobs data. Wednesday, we got ISM services PMI Wednesday, jobless claim Thursday, but then we got the big jobs report on Friday and then consumer sentiment on Friday. So we got a lot of information, a lot of data coming out, but then we got this whole tariff situation. And so like 80% of the earnings calls that I listened to over the past week and a half all mentioned tariffs in their forecast, meaning like in their guidance. So as far as headwinds for the companies, they all had tariffs in there. So this tariff stuff we already know that's how it goes. And so we're gonna have this little tariff war. So we'll see how things go. But that's what we have for now. Let me go over to a few charts. Start with QQQ. So QQQ finished with a bearish engulfing on Friday. Finished with a bearish engulfing on Friday. What up there is. Yeah, so we had a bearish engulfing on Friday, but it held the 9 EMA and it was holding a key level here. So like I said, we got that news. So everything right now, we just going based off a chart alone. Yeah, we got a bearish engulfing, but I like the stabilization right there at a key level. So in a perfect world, I would have been hoping for a bounce here, but we got that tariff stuff happening. So we may gap down to 515. So but I have a level right here at 513.85, but the 50 EMA right there is at 515.83. So, but yeah, we can chart this stuff, and again, it's all good. If QQQ bounces right here, then I would have a target. My first target would be at 524.92, and then the gap fill up here at what is that? 529.63, and then so on. But the official trigger for calls on this, hold on, I'm just moving this here. I'll leave it there. That's a gap there still that hasn't been fully filled. But yeah, the trigger for calls, the actual official trigger for calls would be over 530, 531.52. And then the target would be that 535.72. That would be my target for QQQ if we were to clear that level. Now, if we were to lose that 521.19, then I'm looking for a move back down to the first target, like I said, would be the 50, wherever the 50 ends up right now was at 515.83, and then that 513.83. Now, I don't know how ugly things could get this week, but we do have a gap to fill down here. If it does, if we'll see. Let's see with the Asian futures. Now, again, I can't. We'll get some indication. We've gotten it in the past, but for the most part, that's cool. But I would not use that as the end all be all as far as what the market's going to do, the Asian futures, because again, the volume don't be as high as the volume when our market opens and right before when our pre-market starts, stuff like that. So just be mindful of that. But I do believe that this is an American situation too. So it's a lot to consider what's going on right now. So it's still something we should be keeping on watch. So, I love it. I like this chart. This chart. It's been chilling. It's been quiet. Like that. So app loving is right here. We're finished inside. So neutralizing candle on this one right here. And so yeah, so for app loving, we got two things going on. But again, I like this chart. This chart a lot. So yeah, so for app loving, like I said, finish inside. If we can clear 379, I'm looking for a move up to 383.29, and then possibly up to 400 from there. If we were to lose that 364, I'm sorry, yeah, 364.50. I'm looking for a move back down to 358.30, and then possibly lower. But I like the way this chart has been moving up for a while now. Again, like I said, we got a lot going on in this market, so we will have to see exactly how things plays out. But for so far, so good. And from what I hear, I haven't checked, but I see like Bitcoin and everything selling off, so it's a lot going on in this market right now. But yeah, I like this at 11 chart. Disney chart look cool too. Finished at a key level here. And yeah, it looks good. It looks good. It looks good. We did get a 222 reversal. Like I said, I'm paying attention to where the levels are here. I mean, if we were to lose that 112.76, I would be looking for a move down to 111.96. We probably bounce off of it because it's been riding that 9 EMA up the whole time. But then if there for any reason that it doesn't do that, then we got another level down here at 110.98. Now, if I don't really like to mark this chart up, I like to keep this one clean. But This month, I'm marking it up anyway for now. But yeah, if we were to clear that 114 or one, looking for a move up to 115, 11, and so on. I like this Disney chart, man. It looks cool. But like I said, the Dow is down 340 points right now. And according to the overnight, said the weekend Wall Street. So then Disney probably gonna come down too. Because Disney is a part of the Dow. Right. So UPS fell off a cliff after earnings, but one of the main reasons was, they had, they had a relationship with Amazon that got discontinued. So they're not they're cutting ties with Amazon now, and the stock fell off a cliff. This is the daily chart right here. Now,
Good.
What you say good for?
Because every time I would get an Amazon package that was associated with UPS, something always happened. So I'm glad.
That's so true. They'll just put the package downstairs. They won't put it where it's supposed to go.
Mm-hmm. Or they say, or it's delayed. It's always some stuff with UPS with them.
Yeah,
but all the other ones is smooth sailing. So I'm glad that they noticed that people was complaining, because I know I complained.
Yeah, and so we got that happening. I mean, this is the monthly chart right here. I mean, it could bounce right here. We had a gap fill, went down there, filled the gap, bounced off the gap fill. But I mean, I don't look at this as over yet. But this chart is not out of the woods yet. It's just it's an ugly situation for the stock. Now we just have to see if we get a bounce here. I'm not really sure, especially with everything that's going on right now. So we finished inside here because we had a continuation, and then but look, the thing is, the first day after earnings, it did get a nice strong bounce here, nice strong bounce, and then we finished inside. So just have to look at it for what it is. What I'll say is, if you wanted to trade it, because again, it's been a pretty volatile stock, and the story, there's a lot of volume in it now, so a lot of volatility. Over 116.59, look for a move to 117.84. And if we were to lose that 113.36, look for a move back down to one. When I said 113.86, look for a move back down to 111.10, and then possibly even lower down to 109.62, and then 108.48. Yeah, so that's UPS right there. NVIDIA. So we played. So all right. So NVIDIA, right? This the daily chart on NVIDIA. So I saw an opportunity on Friday ahead in the power hour to alert a trade on this one, a put trade, but I let the team know we weren't swinging it because I wasn't sure. A few things. I was like, is it gonna close under this 200 EMA or not? What's the plan? Like, what's gonna happen? And it did not do that, number one, and it's right here at a key level. That's number two. But I just wanted to take advantage of the move down if there was an opportunity to take advantage of a quick move down, right? And it didn't flush as much as I thought it would. But now with all of the news, I wish we would have held them. But I'd rather have not held them, because NVIDIA is one of those types of stocks where, like, I think without that news, this thing was going to probably bounce. But who knows? Who knows? I don't know. I don't know. I just didn't want to take that. It wasn't, if that was the original plan, we would have swung it. It wasn't the original plan. But yeah, so we got a few levels here on this chart. Now, if we were to lose that 119.19, I'm looking for a move back down there to 116.25 and possibly even lower. Now, if we were to clear this, let's look at this whole chart, because when you just zoom out for a second, let me show you the weekly before I do that. Look at this. This is a weekly chart. You get rid of all the noise. It looked like it's trying to stabilize right here. Got back up over this area here. And but we'll see what happens. Like I said, everything is driven by the data at this point right now. What's going on with the the overall sentiment of what's going on with the market right now. But yeah, over 127.85, looking for a move to 128.21, 128.98, and then possibly even 129.78. But I got keep this one on watch too. The fact that it's holding at 200 EMA, that's just something that to kind of keep on watch. Yeah, I think so. But but maybe not though, because the it's still under it's moving average. But the thing is, you just I'm just paying attention to what the stock has been doing and what these last, I'll say for the last few days since Tuesday. Monday was different. It was the deep seek stuff on Monday. And that was the biggest stock that was affected by it was Nvidia. But on Tuesday, I told the team when it was down here, I'm like, man, it's time to buy Nvidia. And that thing ran like a bat out of hell the next day. But you see it stabilized right here. So I want to just look at that short-term support. And then that's also a long-term level too. So yeah, I just look, it could bounce here if the market doesn't come down tomorrow as a whole, right? So keep it on watch. So a Tesla chart looked pretty cool on Friday. It was trying to make some noise, but obviously it couldn't really do much. But this is how it finished here, and it was able to reclaim that 9 EMA on the daily. So I say over 420. Look for a move up to 428.81. Now we were to lose that 404.60, look for a move back down to 389.43 for Tesla, and then 385. And it's been bouncing off the 50. So that's where I would kind of get out of it. We talked about that on Thursday too. That Tesla would probably bounce off of it. It took a hard bounce off of it. So just keep it on watch. It's still holding that still not breaking out of this downtrend right there. So this wedge downtrend. Broadcom, we talked about a little while ago. Another stock similar to what Tesla did as far as the bouncing off the 50 and just reclaiming the 9 EMA right there would be another one to keep on watch this upcoming week. I think I like Broadcom. It looks good, and it'll give you a nice move to trade if it breaks down or breaks up pretty much. So it's something to keep on watch. And I say for this one, you see it still holding that earnings gap up, and that's like the major, like it broke down, but it got back up there. It could have filled this whole gap down, but it did not. It started coming back up. We claimed the 50, and now it's back over the 9 EMA. So this is a cool one to keep on watch right now. Look like it's trying to fill that gap back up there. So I'll say over 226.80, look for a move back up there to 229.66, and then possibly up to that gap fill. Now, if we were to lose that 221.27, look for a move back down there to I said 221, I said 221.27, yeah. Look for a move back down there to 213.57 and 212.18. So this is one to keep on watch too. So it can give you a nice move in those contracts print when it does move. Now, when the market was coming down on Friday, there was one stock that said, no, I won't go. And that was Google. And that's because Google reports next week. So, so somebody said, Brian said to me, he said, well, isn't Meta in the same sector as Google? So why is Meta coming down? I'm like, because Meta already reported. Remember the week before when we got all of the deep seek stuff and everything was coming down, Meta was holding up. Meta was like, nah, because people were still, it'd be hopeful situations. People be hoping for things. So they're like, no, I'm not giving up this position right now. But a lot of the same stuff can affect Google. Now, as far as DeepSeek goes, I think Meta has the least to worry about in terms of it. I'm not sure what Google's going to say about it in terms of Gemini. So that can be it could be a whole lot going on. We don't know what's going on right now. Now, I'm gonna give y'all a little tip. you got to be very careful when the whole market is coming down, and sometimes some stocks aren't coming down, because last earnings, Google authorized a I think it was I forgot how many shares they were supposed to buy back. Now they buy them back at certain times. You know what I'm saying? And a lot, it's conveniently they do it. Think about times like most companies, they'll buy a stock back, obviously when it's down. But they also, you can do it to manipulate too, and not saying it in a sinister way, but like you don't want your stock to lose certain levels. You want it to keep that same momentum, and you want the investors to be shaken out of something going into, you know, because let's say, all right, and I'm just throwing this out there. I'm not saying, I'm not speaking on Google earnings in no way, shape, or form, but I'm saying that in the event that they're going to miss earnings, have a big, huge miss on earnings or something, sometimes they'll cushion the blow, they'll cushion it up. And people already in certain plays, and they just cushion it up really quickly. So when it comes down, it trades in the middle, so that's something that I've seen done like so many times with a lot of these stocks. They'll cushion it. So the move that you were expecting and like the plays that you're in, it'll be so far away from where price was supposed to go that it's just like, yeah. But that's just another conversation. But I mean, or it could just be because the stock is bullish, and but yeah, but whenever a stock hasn't reported and they have a report coming up, a lot of times a lot of people, they're holding on to it. That's what's going on, I feel. And just a side note, this tariff war stuff is getting disrespectful. Yeah, it's getting disrespectful now. So some tweets coming out, the president. Yeah, this is going to be interesting. I can't wait to see how the future's open tonight, because this is going to be interesting.
Yeah, Trudeau was talking earlier too, like, yeah, whatever. So it's y'all gonna get affected if y'all want to play with us. I don't understand why you want to play with us.
Yeah, so he should just stop saying stuff. I would just stop talking, because Trump gonna get disrespectful about it in the market. Well, again, I mean, I'm in the market, so whatever happens is what happens. But Trump said we need to make Canada the 51st state. It needs to be the 51st state. But anyway, let's keep on moving, right? And but yeah, it's gonna be an interesting week, and I'm up for it. I'm up for it. See, stocks at all-time highs, man. It's not really much to say for stock at all-time highs. I already traded this. I mean, I already posted this trade idea for the team and stuff like that. But this stock is at all-time highs. I mean, Palantir is another stock that's sitting really almost at all-time highs going into its print. And I just don't like with stocks like that. I just say, just be careful if you're trading them, because these stocks are at all-time highs. Now, can Google give you a good trade idea, a good trade heading into this print? Now, I see in the after hours now, Google closed at 204, but before the after hours finished, it was at 202.66. I don't know where it's going to open tomorrow, but what I will say, if it stabilizes back down here at 197 or something like that, if they let it get down there, because it may stop here, it may stop up here first. But if they let Google get back down to here, let's just say back to 200, if the market doesn't get killed, then and it stabilizes, that'll be a good place to buy calls and play it back up to the all-time high. Or if it was to come down to here, same thing if it was a gap down. But we just have to see how it plays. Because this stock is at all-time high, but we're almost certain. And I can't say that we're certain, but it almost seems like we know that the market isn't going to open with these stocks at these levels, because it seems like it's going to be a lot of turmoil. But we'll revisit it later. So just wanted to make sure that I brought this up and just mention it, because we got to be careful and just be sure of what's going on. But I don't think that it's going to be one of those situations. But here we go. So IBM, they reported last week, and they had their highest print run off of an earnings print in history, and it finished inside right here on Friday now. So I would say for this one, over 257.24, look for a move back up to the all-time high at 261.80. Now, if we were to lose that 251, 89, look for a move back down there, back down there like the 248. So just and I just wouldn't. And just remember, once the triggers are broken, look for a setup on a lower time frame. You don't want to trade it in that same time frame. But yeah, keep that one on watch. Now this is Palantir, like I said, heading into its print, and it's at all-time highs again right here. And I don't know, I don't have an idea or a comment on Palantir or its earnings or anything like that, but I just know that it can, this is a type of stock that can give you a nice trade the day after earnings. You know, it'll be a nice trade, something to trade the day after earnings. So I would keep Palantir on watch right now. This looks like a double top to me. Look like a double top to me. I don't know what's going to happen. Went up there and rejected that, but we had a lot of it was a lot of news in the market, that kind of bad news that affected the stocks coming down. But this one held up just like Google did. But like I said, I can just say that because it has a earnings coming up, and a lot of times the stocks, they hold up like that heading into a print. So we'll just see how things goes, and if there's a trade that comes out of it after the print, then we'll be ready and up for it. Last one I'm going to hit right here is Apple. So look, Apple took a turn for the worse now for after its earnings, but it held this 9 EMA right here, and it looked like it wanted to bounce. I mean, it had a significant drop down, but it's still holding up for the most part. This is a big move on this stock, and it's personally, if it's bouncing right here, then you can probably play this up a few ways, but this is I really don't have a trade on Apple right now. We did trade it on Friday. A lot of us traded it, but I just right now I want to see how Apple turns out. I mean, if it was to lose that 233.44, obviously we can make a move back down to. No, I'm gonna say if it lose 233.44, look for a move down to 231.88 and then 230.22, and then possibly even lower. So you see where the 200 EMA is down there at 221. I don't know if Apple's going to gap down tomorrow, but we'll have to see. Now, as far as calls, like I said, let's just see if it bounces and stabilizes over where it bounced at now. Because that trigger for calls is a little bit of ways. But we're just looking for some stabilization on Apple right here to see if there's an opportunity to play it even higher. But yeah, that's where I am for Apple right now. Just be careful with it because, again, it's selling off, and yeah, we just have to see how things plays out, especially with the whole China situation now. Because like one of the real catalyst for Apple selling off like this is a weakness in China. China always make their own products, so they got some devices that rival the Apple devices, and they're pretty good devices, but. Apple got its tribe. There's a lot of people that buy Apple because they just like, I got an iPhone because what else am I going to get? That's why I got an iPhone. Like, what else am I going to get? So I wouldn't even entertain another phone. So definitely not an Android, but yeah, but I'm just saying, so it's people with Apple just because, and it has a whole ecosystem and stuff like that. But yeah, but China, and now with the tariff war going on, I can see that causing even more weakness for Apple. And so, yeah, this could be a good put trade down if we get a continuation. So, yeah, so let's just keep Apple on watch. But fam, I know we're over. That's all I have for now. Thank y'all for hopping on, and let's have a great week this week. Thank y'all for a great first month.
Thanks, Antoine. We appreciate your time.
Appreciate your time, bro.